before you started digging into this space, did you know anything about it? Were you coming in like completely just unaware of what was going on?
I knew like I mean, obviously from like a high level, more of like the agencies, like like I knew like UTA and
Hmm.
WME and these people, like, but I didn't like, and I knew creators as like more of a viewer, but I didn't actually fully understand the business behind like the business, if that makes sense. And so, I mean, it was great to just like pick all of your brains and learn more about your day to day and how you view the world of content creators.
Yeah, my parents still don't understand what I do, and I try and explain it to them every time I see them. But they still don't realize that people actually make money on the internet making content. It's actually a world. And I came from the NFL sports agency world. Easy to understand. NFL football players get paid a lot of money. People negotiate those contracts. Those people that negotiate those contracts usually get paid a percentage, right? And that's what I did before I found this YouTube thing 6 years ago when I stumbled upon Dude Perfect, and it's been a lot of fun, and it's crazy over the last few years. There's just been a lot of people that have gotten curious about the space and how it's maturing. I think obviously David Dobrik and Mr. Beast and some of these bigger creators and Logan Paul and these guys that are kind of stepping into the mainstream more. They've put a different light on the creator community, and it's been a lot of fun, like meeting these people that have known really nothing about YouTube or this creator ecosystem. Now, like just trying to dig and learn more, and so the amount of interesting people that I stay in contact with today that 3 years ago didn't really know anything about YouTube or Twitch or anything around that ecosystem is amazing, and you're one of those people that I was blessed to meet.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those areas where it's just been incredibly misunderstood for like the longest period of time. Like
Hmm.
you think of like the first wave of YouTubers, like I mean, a lot of them are still going, and a lot of people like just completely overlook them as celebrities. And I think like Mr. Beast and David Dobrik and some of these individuals have like really transcended just the fact that they're content creators, like they are mainstream celebrities. And I always say like people would like probably view Ninja or like some pro gamer as like the same level as like a professional athlete. Like if they were to meet them, they'd probably be more excited to meet
Hmm.
Ninja or Courage or some of these people than a professional athlete, just because they actually get to know these individuals, or they feel like they've built a closer connection. And the traditional celebrities just had such a like high wall around who they actually are as individuals up until now.
Yeah, Ninja being in the Super Bowl commercial last year, I think kind of broke the ceiling of like, hey, this guy can actually cross over, or gamers can actually cross over into traditional sports and be as popular, if not more popular than traditional athletes. That was actually the bet that I was willing to make 5 years ago when I left, a job as a sports agent into this world. Is I thought that all the attention would eventually come to this creator space, because the amount of content that one person like Preston or Jimmy or Typical Gamer can produce on a weekly basis, like an athlete really can't compete with that. And now we're seeing some of the athletes try and vlog, but it's still like they have a full-time job as a basketball player or a football player. It's hard to dedicate time to vlogging or streaming on Twitch. And so it's hard for them to compete for attention with someone like Ninja who streams 8 hours a day. And so that was the bet that I made 4 or 5 years ago, and it's nice to finally see it kind of come to fruition, and
Yeah.
see the mainstream media actually pay attention to it, and see guys going on Kimmel and Fallon and Ellen, and yeah, it's been a crazy few years.
Yeah, I mean, I think you had incredible foresight, and like you understood it better than anyone at that time. And I think a lot of people like it's funny if you ask any kids 4 or 5 years ago, like they would have told you probably the same answer now, that these people were
Hmm.
huge stars.
Yeah.
Like I think the funniest thing for me is like when I ended up in venture capital, I just remember people were talking about like esports and competitive gaming as like this is going to be something huge, and like I just grew up watching like Halo and those things, and I was just like, what do you mean, like this is already huge? Like I remember watching Walshy and these big names and being
Hmm.
like, those are like my idols at the time. Like I've viewed them in the same way that kids today view Ninja and like Tfue, and like I just thought those people were real stars, and they were, like, to me, and so I think it's one of those times where like if you just paid attention to what like the younger generation was actually doing, like it was incredibly clear in hindsight, and I think now it's very clear to everyone that this is where it's going. And like you look at even NBA players and traditional celebrities that you would never think would pay attention to this world, like they're also fans of these creators and engaging with these creators. And I mean, you have like Addison Rae hanging out with the Kardashians, and I mean, you have like Drake playing with Ninja. There's been so many crossovers between these worlds that it's only becoming more blurry, and like it's clear that there is real crossover at this point.
Yeah, I actually used my cousins about 5 years ago to vet Dude Perfect. And the first thing I did after I spoke to the guys was I called them up and I was like, hey, and they're probably like 8, 9 years old. I was like, do you guys know, have you ever heard of Dude Perfect? And I could just tell how excited they got that someone was talking about Dude Perfect and what they were doing with trick shots. And that's just kind of when I was like, I'm willing to like take a leap of faith here that, you know, these kids that are 8 years old are not going to leave YouTube. They're going to stay on YouTube. They're just going to find different people to watch as they get older, right? They might transition from trick shot videos to gaming, or trick shot videos to beauty videos, like whatever that is, right? I was willing to make that bet that someone that grew up on YouTube was more than likely going to stay within that ecosystem. And now it's holding true.